Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the VK100-01P. It's the Tier 8 German heavy tank. It's located on the southeast spawn of Mountain Pass and it's under the command of marke12, and he's trying to 3-mark this beast. He's got 2 marks up already. Let's see how he gets on. Well, he's got Arty as his commander. Oh dear, that's a problem in its own right. Well, the VK100-01P's predecessors, you could say, or ancestors of the mouse. It was a 120-ton predecessor, very, very big baby. They started work on it in March of 1942, and by May of 1942 the design was completed and it was submitted to Hitler, but he wanted a heavier tank, and in the end this design was cancelled in favour of the other designs. Now, having more weight actually made this quite a big problem because it's a lot of weight to carry around, and they just didn't have engines capable of carrying so much power. We spotted a IKV off in the distance. He's letting it settle. Hope nobody drives in front of us. Oh, what a big hit! Oh, he got a kill! He set light to the IKV and he burned up. He not only got a penetration, but he put the round through the engine, and of course it set light to it and up it went. So he's got the first kill of the game, but he's been spotted by the enemy, so there must be somebody up ahead of him at the moment. Now it's a 128mm gun, capable of 440 alpha. That's I think it's the second highest alpha. Is it the highest alpha amongst the heavy tanks at tier 8? And they're already starting to bounce shells off him. That was a 75mm round from the Panther. It's a 703-2 round the corner. He's got a 122, and he bounces his round, but Marky doesn't bounce his. Goes straight through the lower plate, but he gets a low roll for 427. You'll see the APC, the 703-2 fired an APCR round, and he still couldn't get through the armour. That M449 though, the plainclothes version of the Liberté, took a round right through the turret. And you can see that there. Yeah, he does it again. Now basically the M449 is the French version of a Tiger II. And again, that turret has got very weak armour at the sides. A bit like the VK for that matter. Okay, he spots a King Tiger captured, who actually puts a round through his tracks, so he suffers his first bit of actual damage in this game. Arty's helping as well. We've got 2 Arty players in this game, GW Panther and M12 on our team. And on the enemy team, they've got 2 M12s, and there goes the Liberté. Yes, he's not to be in this game. In fact, he's back in the garage. Now, the gun does have a very long reload. It's 14.38 by the book, and he's got 12.12. And we've now got a Barras turning up here. Now, it's probably not the best place for a Barras because he's got very thin armour and just 1 HE round from Marky's 128mm will do 630 alpha. And of course, it goes straight through the armour of Barras because that's got virtually no armour whatsoever. It's basically a light tank. So it's really not going to survive. He's still got a standard AP because Marky likes using standard armor piercing rounds if he can help it. He doesn't like using premium, but he will use it if he absolutely has to. And when you're Marky, you sometimes have to. Now there is an enemy in the background there. I can spot an AMX M445, and he could be a threat, because he is a tier 8 with a decent gun. Or is it tier 7 with a decent gun? Tier 7 with a decent gun, sorry. But he might be able to penetrate us with the premium rounds. Okay, Panther. Yep, took a pen shot there. 445. Now he's asking for the 703-2 to be focused on. Brask is a one-shot, and he's out the game. We did take a hit, and I think that was a 90mm round from the AMX M445. I'd love to see where he actually got that one through. think it was through the front. He's trying to get another round back. Oh! Tries to go through the King Tiger captured. Unfortunately, he took an 88mm from the King Tiger, and it did pen, but he didn't pen the King Tiger captured in return. But I think if that guy comes a bit further forward, he might be in trouble. We're getting shot in the rear by 90mm from the Scorpion. That's not really going to get through. Okay, King Tiger captured. Bye-bye. Yep. Big hit, lower plate, high roll. Didn't get a kill shot, obviously, because he's not there yet, but he will be if he carries on like this. Go for another one. Yeah, takes another round from the King Tiger capture, pulls back. Only 250 this time. It's a high roll for him, and now we've got this Panther up here. Now, he could actually try and get round on Marky and jump on top of him. It would kill the Panther, but it would certainly muck up Marky and take a lot of hit points away from him, but he's not trying to do that. The King Tiger captured might. In fact, it looks like he's trying to come round for a kill shot on one of our tanks, but yep, we get him. So Marky gets the kill, but he takes a round from the AMX M445, and oh, that one went into the tracks. Now he's going in. He doesn't like this M4, and he wants to face hug him, get some ram damage. Now he can easily punch through the armor of this guy, but he just needs to put the shell in the right spot. There he goes, straight through the turret, but he did take one round from the enemy, and now he's down to, well, 550 hit points. It's fairly low. That's the kill. Okay, now he's noticed something which I don't think his teammates have noticed. Yeah, back at the enemy, back at our cap rather, the enemy seems to have turned up in force. They've got a Progetto 46 and an 87. And all we've got there is a Panther M10 at the moment. Marky's got 5 kills now. If he can get one more, he's got his Top Gun. So it really does pay him to go back and protect the cap. And it looks like the Tiger 1's going to go back with him. He was trying to say to the Indian Panzer to come back, but it looks like the Indian Panzer's more interested in going after the enemy cap area. That might be a mistake. Well, the Tiger 1's going to get to the cap before we do, because we're only going at 20 kilometers now. In fact, I think he's got 25 because he may have a turbo and he may have some modifications to make it go faster. We can see the Progetto's up on top of the hill and the 87's at the base. And it looks like our Panther M10 trying to get down the side of the hill to get away from those two. Now, can he get one of those kills? He needs that to get a Top Gun. Progetto's coming this way. There he is. Yes! That's a Top Gun. Now, the 87 knows we're coming. The Tigers... looks like he's always taken out the 87, and I think that Marky wanted that one, so I think that was a sarcastic comment, but anyway, I think that Marky wanted it because he wants to get the Radleys. There's still 2 enemies out there, and they're both M12s. We don't know where they are, though, that's the problem, and it looks like we lost the Indian Panzer, and that must have happened while we were engaging the Progetto and the 87. Didn't see what happened to it, but all that's left now is the 2 M12s on the enemy team. And it looks to me like the Tiger 1 is going down the ice road, and hopefully if the Panther M10 goes up the west route, then there's no way that the M10s, the M12s rather, can escape. Yep, the Panther M10 is moving. Now this tank was actually the competitor to the Lurva. Both were 2 tanks that were put forward to sort of like be a super heavy tank after the Tiger 1 and the Tiger 2, but in actual fact neither of them actually were selected because Hitler wanted a much heavier tank and he kept on increasing the weight, and that made it difficult for Porsche and Henschel to actually design a tank that could actually be moved. because the engines just weren't up to it. They just didn't have enough power. And this thing in the game is supposed to have a power of 1200 horsepower, but some of the best engines they had at the time, the ones that were powering the Tiger II, could only do about 800 horsepower, if that. So it wasn't powerful enough, really, for the hull. Well, there's no sign of the enemy to our west at the moment. So it looks like we're going to be the first one to enter the cap area. The Tiger I's managed to get almost to the edge of the other side. Now, if he uses an HE round, he can easily kill the M12s with one shot. Oh, he's found one. Okay, but it'll do it with armor piercing. And although we get hit, yeah, there goes the M12. 5,611 hit points so far. That is very definitely going to be a high caliber. I don't see how it can't be. I think the other M12 must be up on top of the hill. The Tiger I's going to get there before us. Hopefully he won't kill that guy, because otherwise it won't be possible for Marky to get the kill. He does put one round in, but here Marky can take the kill to win the game. Yes! And that is a Radley Walters, and a very nice game for marke12. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for marke12 in the VK100-01P. He's had ace tankers before, as you've seen, so this is not the first time, but he did get a lovely set of medals with this one. He got a Reaper because he took out consecutive enemies with consecutive shots. He also got a Arsonist because he set light to one of the enemy tanks. That was the IKV-90B for a very long range shot, and he actually set fire to the guy after penetrating him, and he burned up. You also got a Spotter for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 6 in this one. And he got a Shell Proof for blocking more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle, as well as a Fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. On top of which, he got some epic medals and some battle heroes. He got a Radley Walters medal for killing 8 enemy vehicles in the game, as well as a Pascucci's medal for killing 2 enemy SPGs. He got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. I was right about that, he did get it. As well as the Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he got a Steel Wall for blocking the most damage in the game, at least 11 hits and 1,000 hit points of damage blocked. Win 8 for that game, 16,961, a very good score for the VK. It's a very difficult tank to kill if you're in a tier 8 game, but if you're in a tier 9 game, it's fairly easy to kill if you know how to do it. Team score. Well, highest damage with 5,676 hit points. The next highest scorer in that game was the Tiger I, who actually allowed him to get that final kill. He got 2,785. And the third highest damage was the enemy T103, which we never saw, who got 2,617. When it came to kills, yep, Marky got that one with 8 kills. The next highest scorers only had 2 kills apiece, and that includes the Tiger I, the Indian Panzer, the Borsig, and on the enemy team, their Progetto, their Barask, and their Scorpion. And when it came to base XP, yep, he's got that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. He's one of only 2 players to get over 1,000. That includes himself and the Tiger I. He got 1,868. The Tiger I, 1,111. Excuse me, I've got a hoarse voice there. Let's have a look at the detail. 17 shots fired, 17 direct hits. So every shot hit the target, but only 16 of them actually penetrated. Yep, he mucked up 1 shot, but all the others were perfect. 5,676 hit points of damage, of which 571 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see the vast majority of the damage was done at close range, and the shot that actually counted at long range was the IKV one, which was shot across the bowl at the other side. That was quite an effective shot, that first one, especially considering that some of his own tanks might have driven in front of him just as he was lining up to shoot. And that actually happened to me once, and I drove in front of a KV2 who was just lining up to take a shot, and I got blown out of existence, a team kill with just 1 round, which was pretty amazing at the time. I didn't really expect it to happen, but it actually happened on a stream, which made it all the more funny when it did happen. He received 15 hits from the enemy, only 6 of them penetrated, and most of those came from the M445, And one of them, I think, actually came from the Tiger 2 as well, who actually managed to get, or two of them, he got 2 shells through. Yes, that was right, because he got it was the King Tiger captured. He got 2 rounds through, 2 of those 88mm rounds actually penned. 2,025 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 8 killed, 1,257 hit points of spotting assist. He also got 1 capture point because right at the end of the game, when he was looking up at that M12, he was still in the cap at the time. He earned 60,112 credits on a free-to-play account, but after the costs and ammunition and everything, he actually made a small loss of 19,178 credits. He picked up 1,868 base XP, and there was no multipliers because he was playing it on a binge. He was rolling them one after the other, trying to get his 3rd mark. And so, sadly, that's all the XP he got from that game. But a very good game indeed. Very nice amount of damage. Nice to see a Radley Waters as well for a heavy tank. This is not the only replay he sent us in. He actually sent us 3. Of course, we've done one in one of the other videos already, and this is the next one in this video. But we've got another replay for you to see, and we'll watch that one right now. Well, the second replay is on the Sand River map, and we're on the West Spawn. Now this will be an interesting game because it's a tier 9 game, and that will make it slightly more difficult for Marky to win this one. He's well on the way to get his 3rd mark in terms of figures. He's very, very close to 94%, I think. But if he goes down the valley, he's probably going to come up against some tier 9 opposition. And seeing as he's tier 8, he might come off worse. So I think he's got a little trick up his sleeve. And it looks to me like he's decided he's going to head south and try and use the dunes. Now he might be able to do that because it's a tier 8. If he goes into the dunes and there's any tier 9s in here, he might be able to dominate them out here instead of in the valley and being trapped in the riverbed. He's using premium consumables to beef up his tank. That means, of course, he can't carry a fire extinguisher, so you have to carry a first aid kit and a repair kit. But even so, I don't think he needs to worry about any fire or anything like that. As you know, the main weakness of the VK is the size of the vehicle, and of course that area just between the tracks, as well as the cupola. Well, the cupola can't be penned really very easily by tier 8s, but it can certainly be penned by tier 9s. And there is a tier 9 out in the dunes. It's a Centurion 7-1, and with his armor on his turret, he's a very difficult tank to take down. Let's see how he handles this. He's got a nice third person shooter perspective at the moment. No, that wasn't fully dialed in. You need to have it fully dialed in. I think it did hit the turret, but it just didn't do any damage. And oh, that one landed right next door to him at the rear. I think you can see where it did, yeah. So yes, this is the big problem, and this is why you have to keep moving if you're in a game like this with Arty. The enemy Arty is an M53, M55 and a GW Tiger P. He's already taken 1 big hit from the Scorpion. That one went through the front, the other one went through the sides or the tracks area. Okay, Patriot. Didn't pen, took a 90mm round. He's losing hit points in this game, but it's to be expected. Now, let it settle. That's it. Lovely! Nice hit, 463. These guys are taking damage, and he's spotting for his team, so he's acting more like a light tank, and he's picking up damage assist, spotting assist. This is really good. So all he has to do is let the enemy shoot at him, and his teammates then get to shoot at the enemy. They're all sitting behind him, blasting away at what he's spotting. Very good play. Well, we know where one of the enemy Arties is. And it appears that the enemy have also lost their main tank, their tier 9 tank, which I think was it was an Object 705, and he's already gone. And he may have been an AFK. Well, the Batchat 12 ton lives to fight another day. And there's one of the Artys, GW Tiger P, so he's spotting for that now, for the damage. Okay, he's found the G-Sword. Now that's an important target. It's tier 8, but it does have a 105. Nice hit! It's a low roll, 397, but it does put him under pressure. Yeah, he's not a happy bunny there. And there's the T44-100, also a tier 8 premium. And he takes a round right in his rear. One of the Artys is gone, the GW Tiger P. There's only 3 enemies left now. Oh, he's well on the way. He's not going to give us up. There's the M53, M55. Arty shells are arcing in on him. There's the kill. The SU-130PM takes the kill. And there's only one left. It's the Batchat 12 ton. And it looks to me like Marky's got this one in the bag. He's so slow. He's not going to be there at the end. And that's it. The game's over. He's got it. He's got the victory. Here's the end of battle results, and despite that being a third-class tanker for marke12 in the VK100-01P, he's still got his third mark of excellence, yes, and because he was acting more like a light tank or scout tank than anything else in that battle, he actually picked up a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, and he made a very smart move going through the dunes rather than anywhere else, because it made all the enemy focus on him because he was a priority target. If they didn't shoot at him, he was going to shoot them back and do tremendous damage. So they all fired at him, and his teammates were sitting behind him shooting at the enemy, and he was picking up the spotting assist. So very well played by marke12 to get his third mark. His win rate wasn't particularly high. It was 1,293, but as you know, win rate does depend on actual damage you do, not on assist. And in this game, he did assist a lot. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the SU-130PM, who got 2,476 hit points of damage. Second highest damage was the Skoda T50 with 2,328, and the third highest damage went to the Super Pershing, who managed 2,040 hit points. You can see that Marky only got 1,320, which puts him above all but one on the enemy team. Their Skoda T27 did 1,348, where Marky did 1,320. So that means he's got 5 players above him on his own team, 1 on the enemy team. That puts him in 7th place overall. Not bad. When it came to kills, though, he's way down because he didn't get any kills at all in that game. He did do some damage, but no kills. Kills went to the Skoda T50 with 4, 3 kills to the SU-130PM, 2 kills to the RU-251 and the Conqueror, and everyone else had either 1 kill or nothing at all. In fact, the enemy team only got 2 kills in the entire game, and that was the E50 and the Skoda T27. When it came to base XP, he's a little further up the table in 6th place because he managed to get 725, but he was beaten by the Skoda T50, 883, the RU-251 with 879, and the SU-14-2, the school bus, who managed 839 in that game. So 6th place, not bad, but it was good that he got his third mark. He fired only 6 shots in the game, got 4 direct hits on the enemy and 3 penetrations, damage of 1,320 hit points, and all of it was done at long range, because that's what he was doing, long range scout. And it worked. You can play this tank as a scout. In fact, if you've ever seen Safety Line play the mouse, she plays it as the scout mouse. She goes out and lets everybody shoot at her, and then everybody finds out where the enemy are, and then her teammates can shoot back at the enemy, and she picks up all this damage assist. And it does actually work. 6 hits received from the enemy, only 2 of which actually penetrated, but 4 non-penetrations. One of those penetrations was the Scorpion G, who actually did manage to get a big round right through the front of the vehicle. That did a huge amount of damage. But he didn't lose masses. He could cope with it. He did receive one hit by way of splash as well. The M53, M55 did land a round right next door to him at the rear, and that could have done some serious damage. 960 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 3 enemy vehicles damaged and none killed, 1,882 hit points of spotting assist. He earned 26,537 credits for the game, but after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables actually made a loss of 7,756 credits. He got 725 base XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. But what he took away from this game is he took his 3rd mark of excellence, and that means he'll be moving on to another German heavy tank, because he's going up the German heavy line at the moment. In fact, I think I do have the replays that he sent me for the VK3001P and then the 3601H. I think he must have sent me most of the replays for those games where he did get his 3rd mark. So I think I might be able to do some more replays like this so you can see how you handle some of the German heavy tanks. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.